a very good discussion there. And in fact, he was shown a documentary on the 50-year plus, 53 years if I'm not mistaken now, of Yash Raj films. And he was struck by the fact that not only was it a history of Yash Raj films, but it was through the experiences and the eyes and ears of the characters in Yash Raj films. It was in a sense a history of India, which was reflected through these films. But there was, as I mentioned, a specific understanding that has been reached to produce and shoot 3 films in the UK. Interestingly, this is a subject that was discussed at some length between the 2 prime ministers during their delegation level talks as well. And in fact, Prime Minister Modi made the suggestion that not only should we restrict ourselves to shooting films in each other's countries on the basis of the financial incentives or tax incentives that are made available, but actually try and bring people together by focusing on scripts that might have resonance and relevance in both countries, in both communities, by in fact engaging with talent, bringing acting talent, production talent, directing talent and technical talent of both countries together. And he reflected on the much greater appeal that such cross-cultural films and stories would have in both countries. And this was something that appealed considerably to the UK side, and we expect that some of these ideas will be taken up. गाज़ा के विषय में जो आपने प्रश्न पूछा, जैसे आपने देखा होगा कल ही कुछ इस पे और प्रगति हुई है, जो जिन लोगों के बीच में बातचीत चल रही है, कायरो में कुछ बातचीत सब दलों के बीच में चल रही है, उसमें हमारी सूचना ये है कि कुछ प्रगति हुई है, कुछ बातचीत और अभी होनी है, लेकिन जो भी प्रगति हुई है आपने देखा होगा आज सवेरे सवेरे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उसका भी स्वागत किया है। और हमारा जहाँ तक स्टैंड है, हमने शुरू से ये कहा है कि जहाँ तक इस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का सवाल है, हमारी आशा है कि जो सभी बंदी हैं, सभी हॉस्टेजेस हैं, उनको रिहा किया जाएगा, युद्ध बंद होगा और जो सामग्री है, ह्यूमैनिटेरियन सामग्री जो गाज़ा में जिसके जाने की आवश्यकता है, उसका रास्ता खुलेगा। शांति के सभी प्रयासों का हम समर्थन करते हैं, शुरुआत से समर्थन करते आए हैं और हमारी आशा है कि आगे चलते बातचीत के स्तर पे, बातचीत के द्वारा इन सभी प्रश्नों का हल निकल पाएगा। और हमने हमेशा से, आपको ये भी मालूम है, एक 2 स्टेट सोल्यूशन का उसको हमने सपोर्ट किया है और आगे चलते जो भी इसमें अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे प्रयास होंगे, भारत उनके साथ खड़ा रहेगा, उनका समर्थन करेगा। Lastly, to Chaitanya's question on the anti-immigration protests, and look, the issue of insofar as these protests etc. are concerned, these are at the end of the day issues that have to be addressed by UK authorities. They are a product of the dynamics operating inside the UK. But insofar as the issue of illegal immigration is concerned, it is something that is and has been a subject of discussion between the two countries. It was discussed between the leaders today as well. India has long made its position clear on this issue. We do not support illegal immigration, and whatever cooperation is required between any two countries, in this case between India and the UK, on addressing issues related to illegal immigration. We are in favor of that cooperation, and in fact, that cooperation is indeed going on between the two countries. At the same time, what we are interested in and keen on is to support legal mobility between the two countries, because that is something that brings great return and benefit to communities in both countries. And it's in pursuit of that we had the migration and mobility agreement between the two countries, which is working well and which is delivering results for both the countries. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this press conference. Thank you very much for your presence. Shri Vikram Misri on the first official visit of the Prime Minister of UK, Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer. We also have with us on stage our High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Shri Vikram Misri, and we are also joined by Additional Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs who looks after the United Kingdom, Shri Piyush Srivastava. With that, I hand over the floor to Foreign Secretary for his initial remarks. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Randir. Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining this press briefing. As you are aware, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer, is on his first official visit to India. He arrived in Mumbai early yesterday morning and was very warmly received by Honourable Governor Shri Acharya Devvrat, Honourable Chief Minister Shri Devendra Fadnavis, and the Deputy Chief Ministers Shri Eknath Shinde and Shri Ajit Pawar. Prime Minister Starmer is accompanied by a very high-powered delegation. He has with him the Secretary of State for Business and Trade, Right Honourable Peter Kyle, the Secretary of State for Scotland, Right Honourable Douglas Alexander, Minister for Investment, Mr. Jason Stockwood, and an unprecedented 125-strong business delegation. This is the largest ever business delegation from the United Kingdom that is visiting India. In addition, this delegation comprises 9 vice-chancellors of major UK universities, all of which have plans for India and are in fact already executing their plans for India. Yesterday, Prime Minister Starmer had a full day. He had several engagements with business leaders from India, participated in various events intended to foster collaboration between different sections of Indian and UK society. Notable among these are events related to the field of cinema. He visited Yashraj Films, for instance, to look at collaboration and cooperation in film production, and agreements were entered into for the production of 3 Indian films in the UK. He also participated in a football-related event with the Premier League of the UK and its activities here in Mumbai, in Maharashtra, in India. Besides, of course, having several meetings with business leaders from India. Today, in the morning, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi received Prime Minister Starmer at the Raj Bhavan for the official segment of the visit. The two leaders had wide-ranging discussions in restricted and delegation-level format to discuss bilateral, regional and global issues. Prime Minister Modi hosted a banquet lunch in honor of Prime Minister Starmer, and both leaders interacted with the vice-chancellors of the universities from the UK that I mentioned. And they have just finished a few moments ago a meeting with the reconstituted India-UK CEOs Forum. And as I speak now, both the leaders are participating in the Global FinTech Fest, visiting some key expositions, and both of them will deliver keynote addresses at the 6th edition of the Global FinTech Fest that is being held right here in these very premises. I think Prime Minister Starmer, if I heard him correctly, he called this a two-parter. This is a double headed visit or engagement between India and the UK these past few months. The first part was Prime Minister Modi's visit to the UK at Chequers in July this year, when the historic free trade agreement, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement between India and the UK was signed. And that is now followed up. The momentum generated by that visit is sought to be followed up by this return visit within a short period of time by Prime Minister Starmer's visit. Let me pick up on 3 or 4 key focus areas of this ongoing visit by Prime Minister Starmer. The first major area is obviously trade and investment. The free trade agreement that was signed in July is now undergoing the process of ratification in both the countries, and both leaders in fact remarked on while even as this process is going on, how excited the trade, business and investment communities in the two countries are at the prospects of the full implementation of this agreement. And in fact, much of the time yesterday between the business leaders of the two countries was spent on making plans for future investment, future trade cooperation between the two sides. So this visit has in fact given both sides the opportunity to discuss deepening their strategic economic engagement in order to derive the full benefits from tariff reduction under the FTA. As I mentioned, the first meeting of the reconstituted India-UK CEOs Forum has just taken place, and yesterday, in fact, the UK Secretary of Business and Trade and the Indian Commerce and Industries Minister took stock of the trade and investment relationship between the two countries, and also had discussions on the Joint Economic and Trade Committee, which has been reconstituted and will reset and determine long-term India-UK trade and investment relationship. This Joint Economic and Trade Committee will also support the implementation of the India-UK FTA. The leaders also announced new joint investments to boost the Climate Technology Startup Fund for supporting entrepreneurs in sectors of climate technology and artificial intelligence. And this will also help in supporting the FTA chapter on innovation, which also ties in with some of the initiatives that we are discussing under the Technology Security Initiative. Speaking of technology, technology and innovation was the second major pillar, I would say, that was in focus during the ongoing visit. This is a very important pillar of the bilateral relationship. You would be aware that during Prime Minister's visit, the progress that was made on this particular pillar and under TSI, very major announcements have been made during the ongoing visit with regard to the establishment of the India-UK Connectivity and Innovation Centre, the India-UK Joint Centre for Artificial Intelligence, and a critical minerals industry guild to secure resilient supply chains and promote green technologies. Both sides also agreed to launch Phase 2 of the UK-India Critical Minerals Supply Chain Observatory and the establishment of a new satellite campus at IIT, the Indian School of Mines in Dhanbad. A third